Hello ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for How to Get Away with Murder Season 5, Episode 3. The episode's entitled, The Baby Was Never Dead. So the baby, not only was the baby never, Bonnie's baby's alive and well. And it is Gabriel. There's a lot going on there. So we start off where we see everyone start their respective days. We see Laurel and her baby not laughing at her. And I got a good chuckle out of that happening. We see Michaela. And she's still messing with Tegan. Tegan asks Michaela one thing. Leave me alone. But Michaela is still trying to go and intervene in Tegan's life. Asher has a new buddy, as in Gabriel. And Gabriel, he's doing some weird stuff. I don't know if Asher's toilet doesn't work. Probably doesn't. So he's going to Gabriel's like, dude, let me in. Gotta use the John. Now, remember, Frank is watching all of this. So Frank is trying to figure out. So this dude uses a flip phone. And yet he has a separate phone where he's doing something. I don't get it. Annalise, remember, she was told by her boss, told by her boss that she has to go and defend this rich CEO douchebag. Now, Annalise is up against Miller, which means she's technically up against Bonnie, and Asher, which is a problem because Asher knows Annalise's moves at this point. Now, the case is proceeding. Apparently, this guy is being convicted of using a belt to choke the life out of his constituent that worked with him, who was going to go and leave the company for a rival company. So Annalise is trying to say this is some baloney. She's trying to go and say that it's not fair for you to judge this man because he has money. So she's actually doing the reverse. She's doing the reverse of don't choose somebody with the color of skin, don't choose someone because they're poor. She's doing the don't go against him because he's rich. Don't go against him because he seems like a douche. There's a huge jump. I almost said a huge dump. A huge jump from being mean, a douche, to killing someone. I said, okay, if you say so. Her boss is pleased. And not only her boss is pleased, the client, who I don't care what his name is because he irked me the entire episode. So it's like, all right, so this, I wasn't sure about her, but I guess this will work out. And I'm thinking, this is the last person you want to piss off. Be quiet. He's told to stay quiet. And the press, they're thinking, okay, the press wants to talk to him. But no, they want to talk to Annalise about how are you handling the fact that the government said that all of your students that work for you that's going to be working on this case, they have to go through an ethics committee. I said, oh no, not this group. Not this group. It's over. Ethics? Really? Tegan is pissed at Michaela because she told Michaela, leave me alone. Little girl, I told you to stop bothering me. Yo. And Laurel's just looking like, oh, well, my baby's all right. So, Michaela, you're just going to have to figure that out on your own. But anyway, Annalise comes along, tells them that they have to go and brush up. They have essentially 24 hours, less than 24 hours to brush up on their ethics. Because if they don't, they're screwed. And Annalise can't have that. They don't have time. No back talk. Just get it done. Get it done. You hear me? Nate goes and meets up with, apparently she was a nurse who worked at the hospital and she was working the same time that Bonnie's baby was kidnapped. So Nate's just trying to ask, hey, how's it going? And you could tell that she looks terrible. She looks downright just beaten down by life. And she looks like someone who's holding something in. We're going to find out what that is later. Now, Bonnie and Miller, they're still doing okay. Their relationship is all right at this moment in time. And Asher's trying to be a great assistant because right now he's only temporary. He's only temporary. And Asher's going to be important later on in this episode. One of the things that happens, though, is there was an assistant that worked for douchebag CEO who gets called up to the stand. But gets called up to the stand by Miller. So now here's the big issue. originally the whole thing was she was going to go and defend him, but no, now she goes and starts saying, oh, you know, I was afraid. I was afraid for my life. He would threaten me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. So now Annalise is just like, why is this happening to me? I didn't even want to do this case. And if this goes south, then it's going to be my fault. I'm sure that's what she was thinking. So now they have to figure out how are they going to handle defending him. Because like I said, he's a douche. He's a douche. And how are they going to work this out? Annalise wants to go put all of this on the assistant. Say that she flipped, show that she's unreliable, get dirt on her. They don't want to go that route. And the part that irks me is the CEO keeps telling Annalise, hey, stop talking. Stop talking. He wants to go on the stand. But she's trying to tell him, hey, yo, that's not going to happen. Why would we put you on the stand? Because people do not like you. You are not likable. So how are you supposed to win over regular degular people? And Annalise's boss agrees with him over Annalise. And he essentially said, hey, we need to do whatever he wants, win or lose, because we need to gain his business. His business is larger and would make the company more money than the Antares account that we lost because of, you know, the Castile family or incident issue. So once Annalise heard that, she was like, why don't you just tell me that from the jump? We're talking about dollars and cents. Now you're speaking my language. I can understand that. Trust and believe I can understand that. He said, I'm not trying to put the pressure on you like that. I really am on your side. Now, Annalise, she does hire a hacker because she never listens to her boss. She's going to use the hacker to find some dirt. And Annalise said, look, you hired me because I know what I'm doing. I love how they added in that little thing where Laurel's looking at her son at daycare. And daycares nowadays do have it to where they have the live stream webcam. So you're able to see what they're doing pretty much at all times with your child, which is amazing because too much stuff going on now more than ever, or at least it's being reported now more than ever, happening with these kids. Now, Oliver has a job. He's working there. He's happy. And the big thing right now is everyone is sexually attracted to Gabriel. And when I say everyone at that table, Oliver, Connor, Michaela, Laurel. Gabriel looks over like, is there something I can help you with? Oh, no, we're good. Oh, no, we're good. Anyway, Frank goes into Gabriel's apartment and we see his stats. 175, 6 foot, brown eyes. We know he's a male because he's looking at his real driver's license, because the name Gabriel Maddox, no, it's actually Mark Jackson, and he's from Chicago, Illinois, born in 1993, you know, May 25th of May. I said, really? And then we find his, I guess it's a cell phone. It's a device that can connect to the internet, and Frank's going to figure out what that is a little bit later. Asher is talking to Miller and saying, here's how Annalise is going to go. You cannot use the assistant. The assistant is going to be compromised. Annalise is going to go and find dirt on her because this is what Annalise does. You need to find a different angle. And he was kind of giving a little bit of pushback, but that's when Asher puts it out there that, hey, is this because, you know, Bonbon and I used to be a thing? Miller didn't know that, so now he rushes over to Bonnie, and Bonnie deflects the entire time like, oh, so I have to tell you all my whole facts? Oh, well, I already told you that if you knew everything about me, you wouldn't like me, and now you're trying to go and use this against me as if I'm the bad guy? I'm not Chun-Li. I'm not the bad guy. Neither was Chun-Li, but that's another topic for another day. Anyway, I get the joke. I get the joke, Nikki. Anyway, Miller's pissed because he's just like, you're supposed to trust me. We did this together. We did that together. And so then she says, if you want me to make a scene, I can, but I know you don't want me to do that. So why don't you just go and exit stage left? Which he does. Well, technically stage right because it's reversed on the stage. Anyway, he leaves and poor Bonnie. Bonbon is hurt because she really just wants to have love in her life. She does. She doesn't have a baby. She doesn't have a man. It's too much. Frank still has his girlfriend who's there. They're having general chit chat. In comes Annalise. The girlfriend looking at Annalise like, hey girl, I'm grown, so this is cute. I'm gonna leave because I'm grown. Annalise gives Nate some good news about his father. His case is being reheard actually soon. The paperwork is going through. It's been approved, so they at least didn't stop that. And Annalise also said that she's just happy for him. She's just happy that, you know, his life is progressing. She doesn't have anyone because she's, you know, focused on too many things. And remember, Nate hasn't told Annalise about all this information that he has on Bonnie yet. And Nate's a good guy, so he can't keep this stuff away from Annalise for too long. Now we see that Tegan is talking to the douchebag CEO. And Annalise comes in and trying to figure out, wait a minute, what's going on here? Her boss says, hey, at the end of the day, Tegan wanted to go with my plan, so that's what we're going to do. But then things take a turn because this guy is rude as ever. He goes and starts attacking the both of them. He starts, because she's just like, let me do what I need to do. Yeah, I didn't kill him. Yeah, I'm a douche, but it doesn't matter. And you know what? You work for me. And why don't you, is it because, here's the thing. I care about people. People as in myself and my wife. And that's pretty much it. This is about love. This is about love. You don't understand how it is to go and have love. You are divorced. Your husband is dead. You don't have kids. I said, wait a minute. How is this a reading session on Annalise? And that's why I said this guy needs to go to jail. I'll purposely have him go to jail. The wife is trying to apologize like they sometimes do when there's a douchebag husband who has some money and clout. And then he starts going at Tegan like, oh, and you don't even have a man. You don't even have... I said, oh, he messed with the wrong two women. They were like, yo. So then his boss is like, you're out of line. And then douchebag CEO says, I'm out of line. I'm the only reason why you still have a job right now. Because let's be very clear. Your little indiscretion that happened overseas, your compliance issue. And I said, uh-oh, what did he do? Did he stick his hand in someone else's cookie jar without consent? So now Tegan and Annalise having a nice little women's empowerment moment in the elevator, going down. And Annalise, all right, so put me on game. What happened with old dude? Okay, so apparently it happened overseas. I don't know the details. I don't know if he was touching.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.
I don't know if he did something illegal or kind of immoral. All I know is it's something. But I keep my head down. I like my office space. I come in, I do my job. I do a great job. I get to go home, less stressed. And Elise said, you know what, you're right, girl. You're right. And I said, I want them to be friends so bad. I do. So here goes Michaela not leaving Tegan alone, and Tegan had to tell her off. Here's how this works. I was about to be the alpha and omega at this office, at this firm. You and your little hooligan friends, including Annalise, well, actually, no. Right now, this isn't about Annalise. Went and ruined that. I get you want to make amends, but you cannot possibly make amends because now, not only have I technically been demoted, I also am second fiddle because now Annalise is here taking the spot that I had in the first place. So excuse me if I don't want anything to do with you and you need to go. And so then Michaela's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to make this right. I said, oh, that's the problem. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Connor calls Asher because Asher, even though Asher gets roped up into doing all this legal stuff, Asher's probably the overall cleanest person there. As far as general morals. And so then he's trying to get some advice from Asher. And Annalise said, why are you talking to someone that isn't even a part of the program anymore? What's wrong with you? They're the enemy. Give me that phone. And so now, Apparently, Laurel did talk about how her son isn't laughing at her, and Gabriel had overheard it previously because Gabriel's like, I can hear what y'all are whispering. So I just pretend like I don't. And he was like, you know what? Maybe your child doesn't laugh at you because you're not funny. I said, Gabriel, don't make us start accepting you into the family. That wasn't right, but hey, that's just how it is. Now anyway, Frank takes Gabriel's equipment to this hacker guy, and apparently this guy, we'll get to that later, because now Nate, he wants to look into this Bonnie case, and he finds out some more information on the nurse that was supposed to be looking after Bonnie's son that got kidnapped. We see that, okay, she was in like an oncology unit, she's had cancer, or maybe she still does. Now here comes Asher again, and this time he's talking to Miller, and he's telling Miller that here's what we need to focus on. Maybe we can smooth Annalise into calming down on this case. Maybe we can get her to lose this case intentionally, just so that we can win. And so that's when Miller goes, invites Annalise, they go sit in his car, and he gives her a deal. He'll make sure that all of her students pass this hearing, which is BS to begin with, and all she has to do is purposely lose her case. And we know how much she really cares about that, so she's going to think about it. And she even tells Miller, you know what? You're not as useless as I thought you were. I said, no, this is Asher. This is Asher doing it. This is why Asher was able to get a part of the Keaton 5 to begin with, because he has a purpose. It's just that he lost his way. Now, Annalise is talking to Bonnie again. And this time around, it's a little different because Bonnie's sad, her relationship's over, and Annalise is just like, look, Bonnie, were you trying to railroad me? Well, that's cute, but were you trying to railroad me? And once Bonnie convinced her, no, I was not doing anything of the sorts to you. That's when Annalise calmed down and said, Bonnie, you are smart, you is beautiful, you is important. At the end of the day, you need to stop going and be so hard on yourself. If you want the man, get the man. Because right now, you're saying, oh, you can just be alone, you're cool. But weren't you the same woman saying that you were lonely and you wanted someone? What's wrong with having someone? And I like that they can have this mature conversation and it's something positive, because we know this isn't going to last long. So now we see Laurel. She's in, I guess, their co-op place that they're all staying in. But now all the students had to come there as well, even though Laurel was in her 90s. And Gabriel saw her like, oh, interesting. Anyway, Gabriel gets a call, and it's from Frank. But Gabriel has work to do, so Frank's just going to have to figure out something else. We found some information, and there was an email. So apparently there was an email, and the email was about cheating. And his wife cheated on him, on Douchebag CEO. Douchebag CEO's wife cheated on him. And so they're saying, so the wife cheated, and you killed him as a result. He said, no, here's how this works. My wife cheated, yes, but she's the one that killed him. She's the one that killed him because I guess he was going to expose, and Douchebag CEO is defending his wife. And we know Annalise is just like, throw her away. Why do we, can't we just go and leak some information to show that it was her? It was like, Annalise, we're not going to do that. He's a client. While that's going on, all of Annalise's students are going in, being interviewed by the ethics board, and they're all answering the way that they need to answer. It's like, well, essentially the questions are pretty elementary. If your boss instructor informed you you had to do A, and technically say A was wrong, how would you respond to that? And they keep just having it focused on your instructor, as in Annalise. And at some point, Connor blows up because Connor's just like, wait, you're purposely spending all this money to go after this one woman when all this money and resources could be allocated to helping all the people that we're trying to help in the first place. But you know, they looked at him like, yeah, we know that. This is our job. So then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Continue. But everyone was giving the same answers because they all studied together. So now Annalise, she decides, fine, since we can't pin it on the wife, let's go and use that assistant again. We're going to show if the belt don't fit, you must acquit. That's what they're going to do. It was a classic OJ situation. And so they had the douchebag CEO and the assistant wear the belt because the belt was used to kill this guy. The belt barely fits the assistant and definitely cannot fit the douchebag CEO. So now it's like, so whose belt is it? It seemed a little loose to me as far as this this line of questioning, but that's the way how they're just gonna have to handle things. Nate goes back to the nurse, and this time around he's just like, you have cancer, or you had breast cancer. And a lot of times people get stuff like that, or it comes back because they have emotional stuff and baggage that they're holding on to and that you need to release. Tell me what really happened with that baby. And he showed her the picture and everything. But so then she said, look, I was told the baby was so cute. We were all actually trying to place bets on who would be able to adopt the baby. But the mother came back, and it's the father said that the mother, you know, had cold feet and left the baby, but wants the baby back. So I thought I was doing the right thing for the child. And I'm thinking, so there was no supervisors? There was no, because how could, so the baby technically wasn't kidnapped. He was released into the wrong person's custody. A huge difference. Annalise lost the case because they don't believe him. He's, like I said, he's a douchebag CEO, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's a lot easier to believe that he went and killed out of vengeance and for money purposes than to not kill at all. And he still doesn't want to give up his wife. And it's just like, look, you just have to accept the fact that I love my wife more than anything. And I said, okay, that was cute. I still don't care about you though. We're back at Kaplan and Gold, and apparently Oliver is promoted full-time, so he will be working at Kaplan and Gold. Connor feels a certain way about, remember what happened last year? But remember, I'm getting a bigger paycheck. So that's all that matters. Annalise comes in and says, you all passed. I said, oh, okay. Not really surprised. Laurel's baby finally laughs, and the crazy thing was that Annalise is like, Christopher laughs with me all the time. Tegan and Annalise walk out together, and Annalise notices, oh, the boss is drinking, and she feels bad. And I said, Annalise, do not get sucked up and do not start drinking. Don't do the two. Do not. Tegan was like, you want to go down that path. We just need to go and get out of here. And Tegan said, oh, well, that man talked about your heels, so you went and leveled up? She's like, no, I'm actually going out today. You know what, Annalise? You want to come along? And she was like, no, girl, I'm taking your advice. I'm going home. I'm eating. I am enjoying my afternoon. And I'm glad about that. Apparently, Annalise and Tegan's boss is essentially told from the higher ups, well, you need to figure this out. You lost this case. I don't know if they're going to be able to get any money from the firm, the company that they were supposed to work with, period. All I do know is that at this point, his job is on the line. Everything that he's working for is on the line. I really want to know what he did though. Asher gets promoted and now he's full-time, and even Bonnie's happy for him. But Asher can't have a victory lap because Miller wants to go and be with his wife. Be with Bonnie. They apologize. They go kissy kissy. Frank gets the information from the guy, and the guy said, something's off here. This guy's using Tor, which is a private internet browser, on like the deep web or whatever. I won't say the dark net because you don't have to do illegal stuff with it, but some people do. But he's doing a lot, I guess, through Tor and an email client, which is weird. So there's something off with him. Michaela shows up to Asher's place with a bottle, and thankfully Frank intervenes and said, look, Michaela, I've been where you are. I know that you're here because you don't feel good about yourself, because Michaela's saying how no one likes her. Tegan doesn't like her. She doesn't have any, friends. And so Frank's just like, look, I'm taking you home. It's okay. You cannot go and do this to Asher. Say that you want him, you need him to give you a confidence boost, and when that's over, kick him to the side. Gabriel gets a call from his mom, and that's when Oliver sees the flip phone and realizes, huh? When Annalise was in the bathroom, did anyone else think, is she gargling with, alcoholic mouthwash? But I don't think that was even the case. I think she just used water, because we know she has to avoid that stuff. She gets a knock, and the place looks really nice. Annalise deserves all of this. But she gets a knock from Nate, and Nate tells her, I have the file that Denver had on Bonnie, and here's a picture of the woman who stole Bonnie's child. Wait, what? Bonnie's child is alive, Annalise. Not only that, Bonnie stole her child. He said, no, Bonnie's sister probably did it. And I said, I said that maybe it was another female family member, like a mother. And I said, wait, do we even know if Bonnie has any sisters or brothers? I like being right. So there's that. Now back in present day at the wedding, Connor is there, and they're trying to figure out where Oliver is, but Oliver isn't there. Michaela gets Connor's face is beat up, so I'm thinking, what happened there? And then Bonnie is drinking and kind of looking around, and Michaela realizes, wait a minute, did you do something to Oliver? But my question is, why would she do something to Oliver? So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week.
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.